Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about something that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
building your own AI-powered research assistant. And the crazy thing is we're going to be using a database that you probably already know,
Oh, yeah.
Postgres. Have you ever wished you could just ask your documents questions and get instant accurate answers?
Hmm.
Well, that's basically what Argot is, Retrieval Augmented Generation.
Hmm.
And get this, Postgres, which was developed way back in the 80s, is perfect for this cutting-edge AI stuff. It's kind of wild, right?
Yeah.
I'm really excited to dig into the why and the how of all this with our experts.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating how the tech landscape changes, you know? We always gravitate towards the newest, shiniest tools, but sometimes the most robust solutions are in technologies that have been around forever,
Right.
like Postgres.
Exactly. It's like finding out your old toolbox has a hidden compartment with AI superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
But why Postgres specifically for ag? There are all these other fancy AI platforms out there. What makes Postgres so special?
Well, when we're talking about building your own ARG system, the key advantages with Postgres are threefold: cost, speed, and control.
Got it.
So with third-party AI platforms, you're often paying for usage.
Right.
And those costs can add up really quickly, especially if you're dealing with lots of data. With Postgres, though,
Mm.
you're just leveraging your existing infrastructure, so you're cutting down on costs.
Makes sense. It's like the difference between, renting a fancy car and owning a reliable one
Yeah.
that you can customize.
Yeah,
But what about speed? Aren't those AI platforms like the fancy ones known for being super fast?
they are.
Yeah.
But you got to factor in the time it takes to send data back and forth between your system and that third-party platform.
Yeah, yeah.
Those speed gains can diminish.
Yeah.
Whereas with Postgres, you keep everything local, so communication between your data and your Argus system is super fast.
So it's like having your research assistant right there in your office
Yeah.
instead of having to call them long distance every time you need something.
Exact.
Okay, I'm with you. Speed and cost, check.
Yeah.
What about control? What kind of customization can you do with a Postgres-based RAG system?
So imagine you're a researcher, right?
Okay.
And you're studying climate change. You have a massive collection of scientific papers and reports.
Yeah.
With a custom Postgres Argus system, you could tailor your search to focus on really specific aspects like the impact on coastal regions
Uh-huh.
or the effectiveness of different mitigation strategies. You could even create custom filters based on publication date or author or even the sentiment in the research.
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, that level of control is where Postgres really shines.
Okay, I'm starting to see why Postgres is the underdog hero in all of this. It's like having a research assistant who not only understands your needs, but can also adapt to the specific nuances of your research area. But how does it actually work? We're talking AI here. How does Postgres, a database, fit into all of this?
So at its core, our ads relies on two fundamental search methods:
Okay.
vector search and text search. Imagine you have a library
Hmm.
full of books, right? Vector search is like having a librarian who understands the gist of your query.
Nope.
So you could ask, do you have any books about overcoming challenges? And the librarian, using their knowledge of the collection, could guide you to books on resilience or personal growth, even fictional stories with themes of perseverance.
I like that.
They're not looking for exact keywords, but rather the meaning and sentiment.
That's a great analogy. So the librarian represents the AI in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Understanding the meaning and context of my question. But where does text search fit in?
So text search is like using the library's card catalog. You search for specific keywords or phrases, and the catalog points you to books containing those exact terms. So if you search for Nelson Mandela, the catalog would show you biographies, historical accounts, anything mentioning him specifically.
So it's like having two research assistants.
Yeah.
One who understands the big picture and another who's a master at finding specific details. How do they work together in a Postgres RG system?
So Postgres has these two powerful features that make this dual approach possible:
Okay.
PGvector and PGbestmatch. PGvector is like the engine for vector search.
Okay.
It takes those complex questions, converts them into a format the AI can understand, and then searches your data for content that matches the meaning, not just the words.
So PGvector is our meaning matching magician. What about PGbestmatch? What does that do?
PGbestmatch is where things get really interesting. Imagine you're searching for articles about sustainable farming practices.
Okay.
Traditionally, you might use text search to find documents with those exact words. But what if an article uses terms like regenerative agriculture or eco-friendly farming.
You might miss those.
You could miss those.
Yeah.
And that's where PGbestmatch comes in. It takes those keyword searches and transforms them into a vector problem.
Okay.
Then it uses vector search techniques to find documents that are semantically similar to your query, even if they don't contain the exact keywords. Like it's having the card catalog suggest books based on your overall interest, not just a specific title.
So by combining vector search with PGvector
Yeah.
and text search with PGbestmatch, you're essentially getting the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah.
The AI's ability to understand meaning and the precision of keyword matching, that's super powerful. But how do we actually build all this? Where do we even start?
Well, I got to start with the foundation, right?
Okay.
Like building a house, you need a solid base. In this case, it's Postgres.
Okay, so we need to set up Postgres. I assume that means installing it on our system.
Huh.
What else is involved?
Yeah, setting up Postgres is the first step. Then we got to equip our Postgres house with the right tools.
Like PGvector and PGbestmatch. These are extensions that add extra functionality to Postgres, enabling it to handle vector searches and those PGbestmatch transformations.
So like equipping our research assistant with specialized tools for different tasks.
Exactly.
Okay, install Postgres, add the extensions. What's next? Do we start feeding it data?
Exactly. We need to create a place to store our information, right?
All right.
And those AI-generated fingerprints that capture the meaning of our data. We do this by creating tables within our Postgres database. Think of these tables as organized filing cabinets where each document and its corresponding fingerprint has a place.
So we've got our database set up, our extensions installed, and our tables ready. Now it's time to bring in the data. What kind of data can we use for RAG?
The best part is you can use any text-based data.
Oh, cool.
Research papers, articles, reports, even your personal notes, that novel you're working on.
Really?
Yeah. Imagine being able to ask your novel, what are the main themes in Chapter 3?
Wow.
Or is the protagonist's journey hopeful or not? That's amazing. So we add our documents to the Postgres tables. Is that when the AI magic happens?
Almost. Before the AI can do its thing,
Okay.
we got to generate those fingerprints I mentioned. These are called embeddings.
Okay.
They're numerical representations of our text data
Okay.
that capture the meaning and relationships between words in a way that the AI can understand.
So it's like translating our human language into a language the AI can understand.
Exactly.
I got it. And how do we generate these embeddings? Do we need a supercomputer or something?
No supercomputer needed.
Okay, good.
We use powerful AI models, like the ones from Nomic AI. These are designed for creating high-quality embeddings. And they can handle even large chunks of text, so you can embed whole documents easily.
So it's like having a team of expert linguists working behind the scenes, converting our text into a format the AI can understand. Okay, so we've got Postgres, extensions, tables, data, and embeddings. What's the final step? Is this where we get to ask our questions?
Exactly. With all the pieces in place, we can start searching. This is where your AGI system really comes to life.
Okay.
You ask questions in natural language, and Postgres, using its AI power, will find the most relevant info from your data and present it in an easy-to-understand way.
It's like having a personalized research assistant that knows everything about your data
Yeah.
and can answer your questions instantly. This is so cool.
It is pretty cool.
I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning.
Oh,
There are a bunch more advanced techniques we can use to make your AGI system even more powerful and efficient.
okay. Well, before we go any further, let's just take a moment to let all this sink in for our listeners, What stands out to you so far? What possibilities are starting to come to mind? We'll be back in a bit to unpack those advanced techniques and explore how to take your AGI sys to the next level.
All right, so welcome back. Now, are you ready to turn your AGI system
Oh, yeah.
from a reliable daily driver into like a high-performance machine?
I like where this is going.
Yeah. We're going to dive into some advanced techniques that
Fun.
can boost both speed and accuracy.
I'm buckled up and ready.
Awesome. So let's start with something called Faster BM25.
Okay, faster BM25.
Yeah, we've already talked about BM25, that algorithm that helps Postgres combine vector and text search.
Right.
Well, this is like giving BM25 a turbocharge.
Okay, so BM25 on steroids.
Exactly.
I'm intrigued. How does it actually work?
It all comes down to optimization.
Okay.
With Faster BM25, we implement custom indexing techniques that drastically reduce the time it takes to find keywords,
Okay.
especially when you have a ton of data.
Less work, faster result.
Everyone wins.
Everybody wins, exactly. But speed isn't everything, right?
Right,
We also want those results to be relevant.
for sure.
What else can we do to make our searches better, More refined,
That's where smarter search comes in.
smarter search.
Okay, so imagine you're looking for info on artificial intelligence. You might find articles that use terms like AI, machine learning, or even deep learning.
Yeah.
Smarter search uses things like stemming and stop word handling to connect the dots.
Got it. So stemming is like grouping together different forms of a word, right? Like run, running, ran.
Exactly.
That makes sense. What about stop word handling?
It's like decluttering your search.
Okay.
Think of words like the, a, n is.
Hmm.
They're important for grammar, but not for meaning in a search.
Right.
Smarter search filters those out
Okay.
to give you more focused, relevant results.
So it's like tidying up your search query to get to the good stuff.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay. So faster BM25 for speed, smarter search for accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
What other challenges do we need to think about?
Well, let's talk about large documents.
Okay.
Imagine trying to upload like a whole textbook
Oh, yeah.
or a giant research paper. How do we make sure our RAG system doesn't get overwhelmed?
Yeah. Breaking those massive documents down seems pretty important. But how do you do that without losing the context?
Chunking.
Chunking.
It's like dividing a pizza into slices.
Right.
We break those big documents into smaller chunks, easier to process.
Makes sense. But doesn't that create a bottleneck?
Hikui?
All those chunks, kind of like a traffic jam in the database.
Yeah, and to prevent that, we use asynchronous calls.
Asynchronous calls.
It's like having multiple chefs working on different parts of a meal at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So the system processes many chunks at once, way faster and more efficient.
Okay, so like a team of research assistants all working in parallel.
Exactly.
I like it. But with all these advanced features, how do we even know our Aggie system is working well?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
We got to evaluate its accuracy and speed.
Okay.
Just like a coach tracks an athlete's performance.
Right.
We test how well it retrieves the right documents for specific questions.
So it's like a scoring system for our RGA system.
Yeah, it helps us fine-tune it.
Make sure it's on target. But we're not just focused on performance, right?
Yeah.
We want our AgJ system to be user-friendly too. So how do we make it easy to use?
Command line interface.
Command line interface.
Yeah, it's like a direct line to your research assistant.
Okay.
You type in your questions, choose your search type,
Yeah.
even control how many results you see.
Right, from your terminal.
Exactly.
Cool. But building all this, it sounds a little daunting,
It can be, yeah.
especially if you're new to this whole thing.
That's where expert guidance comes in.
Okay.
If you're looking for personalized help, check out Shogini.
Shogini. Okay.
They specialize in building and optimizing RD systems.
Their website is https://www.sogini.com, right?
That's right.
So they can help tailor a system to specific needs, whether you're a researcher, a writer, or just someone who wants to unlock the power of their data.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, with all these advanced, you could get answers in seconds that would have taken weeks to find manually.
Exactly.
So it's like having a team of analysts working around the clock,
Yeah.
giving you insights to make better decisions. But what if we could take RAG further?
Oh, yeah.
What if it could synthesize information, create something new from what it's learned?
That's an awesome thought.
Yeah.
What if we could build RGAC systems that not only retrieve information, but summarize it, generate reports,
Wow.
even create new content based on what they've learned?
We're talking about moving from knowledge retrieval to knowledge creation.
Exactly.
It's like your research assistant can not only find information, but write a report about it, make a presentation, maybe even create something artistic inspired by it. The possibilities are mind-blowing.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, let's take a step back and recap what we've covered here. We talked about how faster BM25 can really speed up those keyword searches, make them super fast, even with huge data sets.
Right. And then smarter search with stemming and stop word handling really helps refine the searches so you get the most relevant stuff.
And chunking those big documents,
Yeah.
breaking them down into bite-sized pieces, and using asynchronous calls to process everything in parallel.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Right. And don't forget about performance evaluation.
Super important.
Got to track that speed and accuracy to make sure our RAG system is on point.
Absolutely. And for ease of use, that command line interface is key.
Yeah, it gives you direct control, makes it simple.
Exactly. But the real exciting part is what you can do with all these techniques.
Right, the possibilities.
Imagine asking your company's entire knowledge base, what are the top reasons customers call support?
Wow.
Or which marketing campaigns were most effective?
It's like having instant access to insights that would taken forever to find.
Exactly.
And we even talked about taking RAG a step further.
Oh, yeah.
Moving beyond just retrieving information to actually creating something new.
Right. Synthesizing information, generating reports, even creative content based on what's been learned.
That's next level stuff.
Yeah.
It feels like we're moving from knowledge retrieval to knowledge creation.
It's a pretty incredible shift.
It really is.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for our listeners?
It means you can build your own AI-powered research assistant.
Tailored to your own data and needs.
Yeah, unlock all that hidden knowledge within your documents.
Get those insights that would have taken hours and hours of work manually.
And if you need a little help along the way, don't forget about Sogenie.
Right, they offer that personalized training and consulting.
Exactly. They can help you build and optimize your own RAG system so you can start seeing the benefits right away.
You can find them at https://www.sojagenie.com. Don't be afraid to jump in, experiment, see what you can do with RAG and Postgres. It's an exciting world out there. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone.